All right, class. So I want to talk to you a little bit about our student ambassador program. This is something that I've already referenced to you guys, but it's not something that has been thoroughly explained yet. That's what this time is going to be for. Uh, every year that we've had our academies here at Gish, we've had student ambassadors for each of the academies that we've had, and those student ambassadors are people that just do exactly what an ambassador does. Okay, they represent us. They have some leadership roles, and they help with some tasks as far as community outreach and things like that. And overall, they are just really good representatives um, and role models for our kids within our academy and within the school. Okay, and so I'll tell you a little bit about what we're looking for from these students. And then I'll kind of tell you how many we have and what the process looks like in terms of if you want to get involved in all that good stuff. Okay. So the first thing I have there is leadership. That does not mean as a 14-ish-year-old kid that you need to be a polished leader and just have this great leadership skill set. Because I'll be honest with you, and working and teaching and coaching freshmen for many years, that's pretty rare for a freshman to be able to do that. But what we do want to see is that you have the ability to develop skills to become a better leader. Okay, that you possess the characteristics that we think that you can grow into a good leader, and that you have the drive and the want to be able to do that. Okay, um, communication. You're going to have to be able to talk to and speak to people that you don't know, speak in front of people. Generally, it's not a huge crowd, but these are things that anytime you're talking about being in some sort of leadership or ambassador position, whether it's at our school or just anywhere, you have to be able to communicate. And public communication is not an easy thing for a lot of people. It's a big fear for a lot of people. I would be willing to bet that a lot of your teachers, probably their favorite thing to do is to not speak in front of people. Like it just isn't something a lot of people enjoy, but it's a skill that can be developed. Just like with your teachers or anybody else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And so this is something that you have to be willing to do. Okay. And you'll have people that will help you. Okay, we have somebody that runs this program, so you'll have somebody that helps you develop these skills, but you have to be willing to develop those skills if you believe you have them. Okay, work ethic and dedication. We don't have a lot of ambassadors, so if you are going to be one of those chosen few, you have to be able to kind of dedicate yourself to that position, and you're going to be required to do a little bit more work than other kids. It's not like it's a huge on taking of a bunch of responsibilities, but it is going to be more than just the common student within our academy. So with the title of leadership and responsibility comes um, some more dedication and work ethic that's going to be involved in that. Okay. Elite representation. Elite means the best of the best. Okay. And I'm not talking about best of the best that you have to be the smartest kid we have, that you have to be the richest kid, that you have to be the best athlete. It has nothing to do with any of that. When we talk about elite representation and being the best of the best and representing us, it's about how do you conduct yourself, right? How do you treat others? What do you like in a classroom? Do you Are you participating? Are you doing the right things? Are you having to get redirected by the teacher all the time? Acting like a clown in class. Okay, those are things that right now you're out. You're not even in the running if those things are already happening, because that is not elite representation. At that point, you can't even represent yourself in a respectable way, let alone represent your teachers and your administrators and the other kids in our academy and school. you can't even represent yourself the right way. Okay. You're already creating an image for yourself that is not good. Okay. So we don't want those kids that cannot represent themselves um, within the classroom, the hallways, the lunchroom. Okay. Um, then it goes further than that. Okay. I'll tell you, it's out in the community as well. Okay. It's not just an 8 to 3:30 elite representation, because you could be doing all the right things when you're at school. And if you're a student ambassador for us and you're going out on the weekends and you are um, doing things you're not supposed to be doing, right? You're involved with alcohol, you're involved with drugs and vandalizing cars or property or whatever it is, that still reflects our academy and our school. And we can't have that. So it's not necessarily an easy thing. I wouldn't say that being an elite representative is an easy thing, but it is a simple thing, right? You just do what's right. If you just do what's right and you treat others with respect, and you give your best effort all the time, you're gonna be in pretty good shape. Okay. And so that's what we're looking for from representation. And then following the guidelines for success. We've talked about those. And those are kind of just what I just covered there, right? In terms of um, how do you conduct yourself? How do you treat other people? Are you safe with the things that you do? Are you responsible? Are you respectful? Okay. So those are the things we're looking for. Teachers will be evaluating you regularly. Okay. I can tell you for certain from day one, I'm evaluating students for this. So I already have a pretty good base on what I think of some of you, based on that, good or bad. Okay. Um, we have 4 islands within our freshman academy. On each island, we will select 4 ambassadors. Since we are by far the largest academy in the school, we will have the most ambassadors. So we'll have 4 on our island of our about 155 kids. We'll have 4 of you represent the other 150 or so, right? So that's about 3% of our kids representing the other 97% of kids. Okay, so that's a pretty special deal if you ask me. Um, we will, as an island of teachers, as a team of teachers, we'll start talking about kids and trying to narrow down some choices. And at the start of October, and then mid to late October, we will choose those ambassadors that we want for our island. Each island will follow that process. We'll get those to Mr. Bombeck and Miss Beam. And if they approve those, which typically the administrators do, not typically, they always have, then those will be our ambassadors for the school year. Okay. And then if you want to continue being an ambassador next year for your academy next year, then there'll be a process that you follow for that. Okay. So the ways you can get involved, if you are indeed thinking that this is something that you would like to do and you'd be good at it, you need to talk to me. Okay. And I would prefer that you talk to me face to face, and tell me. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay, I'm going to ask you, why do you want to do it? Okay, why is it important to you? And then why would you be good? Okay, and so when you talk about that communication piece, that's something that you're going to need to be able to answer to me, and be able to kind of think on those questions and speak to is, why do you want to do it, and why would you want to be good, or why would you be good at it, right? What value do you give to the academy and to our island? Okay, so you'll be reminded at least one more time, if not a couple more times, as we get closer to that selection date. But now you know what our student ambassador program is. Thank you.